Hello everybody, this is just a short video to show my Lord of the Rings project. I'm a massive fan of all things Tolkien, and I focus mainly on the war between Rohan and Isengard, particularly the Battle of the Fords of Isen. I started this collection many years ago, and aside from what I've completed, my pile of shame is truly massive. I use modified Warlord games, bolt action rules. To play this you need a copy of the second edition. I've written army lists for Isengard and Rohan, with some homebrew rules and conversions to make both work in the bolt action work in Middle Earth. These are available on my Facebook site. There'll be a link provided. I'll show you the state of play. This is the first turn in point defence, which is from the main rulebook. Isengard is the attacker. We have 3 objectives, which are on the Rohan side, which are the Rohan buildings. I'll now go through the different units. If you're familiar with bolt action, each army comprises 3 reinforced platoons. The first unit we can see here, well, aside from some cows, but this unit here is a ballista or a bolt thrower, and this counts as a medium machine gun in the rules. Models are from, or figures are from, Warlord, Foundry, and Old Citadel. We now have a heavy ballista or stone thrower, which counts as a light howitzer in the rules. It's got a crew of 5. Figures are from Gripping Beasts predominantly. We then have a regiment of Riddermark infantry. This is a bit of an eclectic mix of old Games Workshop Bretonnians, newer Middle Earth ones, Gripping Beast, Warlord, Foundry, etc. We then have some Riddermark cavalry. These are horse archers. These are peri-miniatures, medieval light cavalry with Foundry and Gripping Beast riders, all heavily converted. Another heavy ballista, Rohan House. And we then have the Royal Guard with Theoden at the front. These count as heavy horse in the game. Come round here, another Riddermark infantry unit. And then we have some Yearling militia, or Earling militia, however you pronounce it. Again, Gripping Beast. There's a couple of rarer makes as well, or manufacturers in there as well. Another ballista, some Yearling slingers. These again are Gripping Beast and old Foundry figures. Riddermark infantry, another bolt thrower, and some more militia, and then again another horse regiment. I'll go down the other side of the table to show you the Isengard because the light's better. The War Chariot, which counts as a light vehicle, so it can tank shock, but it counts as open topped. And I give it a repeating crossbow, which is equivalent to an assault rifle. So it fires twice at up to about 18 inches. As you can see, it's already got 1 pin. These are pin markers. Got a regiment of Dunlendings. I've gone for the slightly Peter Jackson flair by giving them a crest. These are mainly old Games Workshop flagellants, which are heavily converted. Got a bolt thrower, again counts as a medium machine gun in the rules. It's got some Skaven converted into Uruk-hai or Orcs. 1 big block of Uruk-hai pikes, which have already taken a casualty, so again have a pin marker. Dunlending crossbows, they can skirmish. Skirmish rules in this are basically -1 to hit. And the simple convention is if they've got a round base, they can skirmish. Got a GW from the Middle Earth range siege ballista with some old Chaos Marauders. I can't even remember where some of these figures have come from. They say they're from the depths of my collection. What these other regiment, I call these Nazkai or Ring Orcs or Ring Uruks. There are Chronopia, again heavily converted. Nice figures. These basically are I regard as Uruk-hai on steroids. Then have another Dunlending regiment. Again, this took quite a few casualties. Then have some Creban that can also skirmish, and we give them counting as having slings, so they can shoot out to about 18 inches, 1 shot per base, so these would have 3 shots. And then got another ballista, and then a big mass of more Uruk-hai, more Dunlendings, and then perhaps controversial for some, we have a flamethrower, which I call Fires of Isengard, which the clues in the title works as a flamethrower. More Creban. Isengard Troll from the Games Workshop range. Again, nice model. That counts as a heavy tank. The only difference in the rule is that if it charges someone, You can't really use tank shock. It'll charge a regiment, but then it goes immediately down, otherwise the opposing regiment wouldn't be able to strike it back. Another unit of Uruk-hai, again, took quite a few casualties in the first turn and has got 2 pins on it. And then we have some more Dunlenning skirmishers with crossbows, and then some wild wargs. So state of play is Isengard had to move on. So they had to take quite a bit of fire from the Rohan ranks. So the Rohirrim have got some horse archers, and obviously the ballistas and medium machine guns thinned out some of the Uruk-hai and put quite a few pins on it. So next turn should be pretty interesting, depending on what order dice comes out. There's not command groups as such. We have so this Riddermark infantry unit, because it's got a large banner, that does have an officer in it. So obviously it would be able to do snap 2 orders, and the same applies for Theoden. Here he'd be able to do snap 2 orders, and there's also the army general. But we do that they have bodyguards, so essentially one of his red shirts can take a hit for him. On this side, the Uruk-hai regiments with the banner are the command units. So again, they have bodyguard. And then to make up a few more points, the Nazgai have an officer. Like I said earlier in the video, it does conform to a bolt action reinforced platoon. So you'd have a compulsory officer choice and then 2 infantry regiments as compulsory choices. Some numbers are really, cavalry go up to about 18, infantry up to about 25, but really elite units with these larger bases like the Nazgai, again, they go to 16. Plans are to just increase the size, just keep going, and have some bit of variety, shield maidens, stone throw that would count as a mortar. So anyway, this is part of the madness. Hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.